Texting mistakes that are turning her off. You're texting her, things seem to be going great, maybe even emoji fireworks. And suddenly, she goes cold. Crickets. What went wrong? Did you accidentally call her mom? Worse, did you forget to text back for like 3 whole hours? Hey, it happens. Let's talk about the texting mistakes that are turning her off without you even realizing it. Don't worry, I got you. Alright, first up we gotta address the elephant in the room, or should I say the elephant blowing up your phone. We're talking about over-texting. Dude, I get it, you're excited, you want to keep the conversation going. But sending message after message like you're sending up smoke signals is a surefire way to scare her off. Think about it like this. Remember that time you waited in line for 6 hours to get those limited edition sneakers? The anticipation, the excitement, the aching feet. It's kind of like that with texting. Give her a little space, let the anticipation build, let her miss you. Don't be the guy who's always blowing up her phone. Trust me, a little mystery goes a long way. Now, let's dive a bit deeper. Over-texting can come off as desperate or needy, and that's not the vibe you want to give off. Imagine receiving a barrage of messages one after another. It can be overwhelming and even annoying. Sometimes less is more. A well-timed, thoughtful message can have a much greater impact than a flood of texts. Think quality over quantity. Make each message count. Take a moment to consider what you're sending. Is it meaningful? Does it add value to the conversation? A message that makes her smile or think is far more effective than a dozen that don't. And remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Use emojis, GIFs, or even voice messages to add a personal touch. It shows effort and creativity. These little touches can make your messages stand out and be more memorable. Also, pay attention to her responses. If she's taking a while to reply, don't bombard her with more messages. Give her time to respond. She might be busy or thinking about what to say. Patience is key. A well-timed reply can keep the conversation flowing naturally. And when she does reply, make sure to acknowledge her message and respond thoughtfully. Show that you're engaged and interested in what she has to say. In the end, it's all about balance. You want to show interest without coming off as overbearing. So, take a step back, breathe, and let the conversation flow naturally. Trust me, she'll appreciate the space and the effort you put into your messages. And who knows, with a little patience and the right approach, you might just find yourself having deeper, more meaningful conversations. So next time you're tempted to send that 5th text in a row, remember, less is more. Keep it cool, keep it thoughtful, and let the magic happen. You've got this. Okay, next up we're talking compliments, because who doesn't love a good compliment, right? But here's the thing, there's a difference between a genuine, heartfelt compliment and a generic, overused one. Saying you're cute or you're beautiful is great the first time, but if that's all you got, it's gonna get old fast. It's like showing up to a potluck with a bag of chips. Sure, it's something, but it's not exactly gonna impress anyone. Instead, be specific. What is it about her that you find attractive? Her eyes, her smile, her killer sense of humor. Tell her, trust me, a personalized compliment shows you're paying attention and that you actually mean it. Alright fellas, let's talk about the epic novel you just texted her. You know, the one with multiple paragraphs, plot twists, and a cliffhanger ending? Yeah, we gotta pump the brakes on that. Long, rambling texts are like trying to stuff a whole pizza in your mouth at once. Messy and overwhelming. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it engaging. Think of it like a stand-up routine. You want to leave her wanting more, not checking her watch. Chapter 4. Lighten up, dude. Texting shouldn't be a therapy session. Listen, I know we're all about deep conversations and meaningful connections, but texting shouldn't feel like a therapy session. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to joke around. In fact, it's encouraged. A little humor goes a long way in keeping the energy light and playful. Think about it. Would you rather hang out with someone who's always serious or someone who makes you laugh? Exactly. So, loosen up, crack a joke, and don't be afraid to show off your goofy side. Chapter 5. The Art of the Mic. Drop how to end a text conversation like a boss. Okay, so you've been texting for a while, the conversation is flowing, but now what? Knowing when and how to end a text conversation is crucial. You don't want to drag it out until it's as dry as your grandpa's jokes. End the conversation on a high note, leave her wanting more. It's like that feeling when your favorite band plays an amazing set. You're left wanting more, right? Do the same with your texts. Emojis, the spice of texting, in moderation. Emojis. The little digital hieroglyphics that can either make or break your text game. These tiny icons have become an integral part of our digital communication, allowing us to express emotions, convey tone, and add a touch of personality to our messages. Here's the deal. Emojis are great, in moderation. They can transform a bland text into something more engaging and fun. A well-placed smiley face can soften a critique, a heart can show appreciation, and a thumbs up can quickly convey agreement. They can add personality, emotion, and even a little bit of spice to your messages. Imagine texting without emojis. It would be like cooking without spices. Your messages might still get the point across, but they would lack flavor and flair. But, and this is a big but, too many emojis, and you'll look like you just discovered the internet for the first time. Overloading your texts with emojis can make your messages hard to read and even harder to take seriously. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone who's constantly making exaggerated facial expressions. It can be overwhelming and distracting. It's like putting ketchup on everything, sometimes less is more. Just as too much ketchup can drown out the flavors of a dish, too many emojis can overshadow the actual content of your message. The key is to find a balance that enhances your communication without overwhelming it. Use emojis sparingly, strategically, and only when appropriate. Think about the context and the recipient. A winking face might be perfect for a close friend, but could be misinterpreted in a professional setting. The right emoji at the right time can add a layer of meaning that words alone might not convey. Think of them as the salt and pepper of texting. A little dash here and there can enhance the flavor, but too much will ruin the whole dish. Just like a chef carefully seasons a dish, you should thoughtfully choose your emojis to complement your message. Remember, the goal is to enhance your communication, not to clutter it. When used correctly, emojis can bridge the gap between written text and spoken conversation. They can convey tone, emotion, and intent in ways that words sometimes can't. A single emoji can change the entire meaning of a sentence, adding nuance and depth to your communication. Emojis can also help to build rapport and strengthen relationships. Sharing a laugh over a funny emoji or using a heart to show support can create a sense of connection and understanding. They can make your messages feel more personal and heartfelt, turning a simple text into a meaningful interaction. However, it's important to remember that not everyone interprets emojis the same way. What might be a playful wink to you could be seen as sarcastic or even offensive to someone else. Cultural differences and personal preferences play a big role in how emojis are perceived, so it's always a good idea to consider your audience. In the end, the key to mastering the art of emoji use is to be mindful and intentional. Pay attention to how your emojis are received and be willing to adjust your approach as needed. With a little practice, you can become a pro at using emojis to enhance your digital communication, adding just the right amount of spice to your texts. So, the next time you're about to hit send on a text, take a moment to consider your emoji choices. Are they adding value to your message, or are they just cluttering it up? Remember, when it comes to emojis, a little goes a long way. Use them wisely, and your text will be all the better for it. Emojis, the spice of texting in moderation. Use them to enhance, not to overwhelm, and your digital conversations will be flavorful and engaging. Texting fails? We've all been there! Whether it's sending a message to the wrong person, autocorrect turning your words into gibberish, or just saying something awkward, we've all experienced those cringe-worthy moments. So there you have it, guys. Texting can be a tricky landscape to navigate, especially when you're trying to impress someone. The texting mistakes that might be turning her off without you even realizing it can range from sending too many messages in a row to not responding quickly enough. But hey, don't beat yourself up if you've been guilty of a few of these. We've all been there. It's all part of the learning process. Texting can be a minefield, full of potential pitfalls and misunderstandings. But with a little practice in these tips, you'll be texting like a pro in no time. Start by being clear and concise in your messages. And remember, the most important thing is to be yourself, have fun, and let your personality shine through. Don't be afraid to show a bit of humor or share something interesting about your day. Ever made one of these texting mistakes? Maybe you sent a message meant for your best friend to your crush instead. Or perhaps you misinterpreted a joke and responded seriously. Don't worry, we've all been there. It's all part of the journey to becoming a better communicator. Drop a comment with your texting fails and let's laugh about them together. Sharing these moments can be a great way to connect and learn from each other. And hit subscribe for more advice on mastering the dating game. We'll be sharing more tips and tricks to help you navigate the world of dating and relationships with confidence. So, stay tuned and happy texting.